taking us right on into these hot topics. Now, the first one is about toxic traits. So yeah, we starting off pretty deep. We started off in the deep end tonight. Yes. So it says my toxic trait is when I'm going through something stressed, depressed, or whatever. I tend to stop talking to everyone, and when I'm okay again, I start back communicating with everyone like nothing ever happened. It's not that I'm being funny acting. I just deal with things alone. So she is a major toxic trait. We posted this, and a lot of people could relate. Mm-hmm. This actual trait, and some talked about maybe other, toxic things or toxic traits that they had going on. I'll go with you first, Kim. What was your thought?
Yeah, so I commented on this one. I think that yes, this is toxic. And yes, I have done it before. It is something that I've had to recognize and work on. What I noticed on the post was that a lot of people said that they did it. There were quite a few people who say, yes, this is me. But there were also quite a few of those same people who said, but this isn't toxic. It's just something that I need to do for myself. It's just how I process things. And I don't know, and I can respect that perspective because it is from the I space. I don't know if people understood that this came more or less. This is recognizing how it's toxic for the people who love you. Like it's toxic to the relationships of the people around you. No, it doesn't feel toxic to you in that moment because it's what you personally feel that you need. You know what I'm saying? But I think people no one wants to be toxic. Like no one wants to say the thing that I do is a toxic thing. But and in fact, and it can poison. The definition of toxic is poisonous. It can poison your relationships when you just bounce back like that. Hey, I'm back. You know what I mean? And everyone is just supposed to just forget the fact that they worried about you. They've reached out to you. They've, done all of those things that friends, true friends, people who love you, do. And they've been met with nothingness. So they're supposed to now just go on with that. No explanation, no filling the gaps, no nothing. So I think this was one of the, and like I said, I've done this. Y'all both know I'm good for a withdrawal. You know what I mean? I'll go dark in a minute and be like, yeah, I think it's not for the scoop being our consistent link, making it so that I can't go dark. That has been one of the things that has forced me out of that. So even when I don't have a whole lot to say, like I have to say something, because not saying something will have you in the car coming across the city and Winston and hey, you know what I mean? Like what's really good, right? because that's not our way, exactly, just like that. So I think you just have to own it. You have to own it.
What did you think about it, Win? Our stable guy.
Absolutely agree that it is toxic. Absolutely think that it is toxic, and I've done it. I've done it. I think the toxic part is that, and we saw this on the post in several of the comments. Shout out to Shatavia for being the first one to say it on the post. That you have to communicate.
Yep.
And not, I appreciate, I don't know if you all saw the post, but I appreciated the discussion between Shatavia and Sasha when she said this is actually very toxic. All you have to do is communicate that this is what you need, and people who really care about you should give you the space to do that. And I think that that's one of those things that comes with with time in a relationship and learning one another. Like let's say at this point, I know certain things I know when Q is ready to disappear. I know that. I know when to say, you need a break. You all right? What I mean? Like we know that now about one another. So and same thing. Like y'all can be like, bro, you okay? You something ain't right. Like y'all, we know it comes with time and having the freedom and the invitation to do that to one another. So I think it is toxic, but I think one half of it is the people in your life have to be able to say, hey, what you're doing is not healthy for our relationship. How can we How can we handle when you're about to go into this? Can you say something to me so I know? Like, you got to work through that before it happens or right after it happens, so that way it doesn't continue to happen, because you will not maintain healthy relationships if this is the way that you function on a regular basis.
And just to bounce kind of off of what Q said, and speaking to the side that don't think it's toxic. I mean, it's a lot of things about us that we don't realize what it is until somebody points it out. So even commenting on the post it still may not have clicked. So I think when we get into, it's not toxic to you, but the reason it is toxic to me is because when you don't talk to me, you make me think either you're in danger or you're mad at me, or something like that. I think we don't really take it to the next level of communication. So yeah, I don't know. I think we just we stop at, okay, it's toxic, but how do we fix it, or how do we stop it so that it doesn't, it doesn't continue to poison?